it's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video it's another trying to fix video, and it's another DAB radio from this job lot that I've got. So I've already tested this one here, and as far as I can see it's got two faults. The first fault is that it doesn't work via the little USB adapter down here. So if you have a look at the back, you can see it says DC 5.5 volts 2000 milliamps. Now I haven't got 5.5 volts, but I've got 5 volts. This is just a normal USB one here, micro USB here. I'm pretty sure that 5 volts would be enough to make it work, especially if I weren't going to have it on a loud volume. But there's absolutely nothing at all when I plug it into there. It doesn't feel particularly loose or anything, it's just not doing anything. Yet when I put batteries in, it works fine. Now when I put batteries in and when I plug in this headphone jack here, it doesn't cut the power to the speakers. So I'll show you that later on. Let's try and get the power supply thing fixed first of all. So obviously the item itself isn't going to be that interesting. This video won't really be getting many views because none of these DAB radios do, but for me it's still nice just to fault find. It's just fault finding. It doesn't matter what it is, it's still just nice finding out what is wrong and trying to fix it, even if the product itself might not be the best product in the world. Now with this thing here, it's got a horrible finish to it because originally it would have been rubberized. I can see on the speaker here it's still rubberized. Let me see if I can, there we go, if you look down here closely, can you see it's shiny here and rubberized here. So this is still rubberized, but it's been rubbed away from the rest of it here, so the finish isn't finish feels okay here, but then it feels horrible here, it feels sticky. So I think really the rubberized coating needs to come off everything to make it okay, but even so it's never going to look that good. It's quite bashed up and stuff, so I think something like this would just be useful for somebody to put in their shed or garage or workshop or something like that. Okay, so now what we've got here, let's get rid of that. So that's that screw there. What have we got? So we've got the power connector down here and also the headphone jack, so that's all on that board here. We've got two wires coming up, going to this board, then we've got a ribbon cable coming up to here. 5 volts and ground, I presume that's to do with the power here. And yeah, so it looks like we just need to be concentrating down here. Right, let's take this little board out. Now if you're wondering where I've been, it's been a while since I released any videos. Unfortunately I haven't been away. Everything that I've booked has been cancelled, so I've just given up on holidays for this summer. And yeah, I've been decorating. I've been decorating my daughter's room and my son's room. I was thinking about doing a sort of try to fix type video thing on it. Problem is, whenever you introduce a camera into anything, it takes much longer, and I was just against the clock to get the rooms back to normal. So unfortunately, I couldn't do any content on it. Right, okay, so this is attached to here. So let's undo this. Undo that there. And let's undo that there. Right, so this is the thing we want to be working on. So what I need to do is I need to inject the power into here. I should have showed you it not working when it was together, shouldn't I? That's what I should have done. But you just have to take my word for it. So let's plug it into there and let's see what's happening. Doesn't seem to be any wobble there. Looks okay, but on a lot of these radios that I've done, there's been a problem with the power connector. So yeah, I think what happens is they get dropped while they're plugged in, and then that affects them. Right, so from memory is the outer two pins when it comes to these micro USBs that I want to be testing. So let's just see if I was to go on to Right, so we have got 5.1 volts there. Right, let's go right in close and see where it goes to after that. Maybe there's a little fuse or something that's blown. Right, I know you can't see my meter, but what have we got here? I'm just going to see which is the ground. Let's just pull power from it for a minute. Right, so the big one's the ground, so that's them two. So that's going to be the 5 volts in, and that goes to, where does that go to? So that goes to this, so if I go across here, I should have 5 volts, shouldn't I? And across the capacitor there. So let's plug this back in, and now let's zoom out and go across those ones, and let's see if we have anything. Here and here. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Right, so now, I'm just going to see if it's a bad connection. Just try and do that one-handed. See, I'm putting pressure down on this, do you know what I mean, on the mat, when it's vertical. Maybe there's an issue. Yeah, look, hold on. No, 1 second. There's nothing there. Now let's do it that way. Still nothing there. Right, I'm going to go across this capacitor, and now let's give it a wiggle. Well, that looks like it's going to be working. Right, so I presume it ends up at here, so let's go across here. 5.1 volts, so why is it not working when it's in the radio? Let's zoom out, let's plug it back in. Unless it was the connection up here which was faulty. So that goes there, that goes there. So now we oh, the blue light's on. Okay, you can see the blue light there. It is now working. This wasn't working earlier. That's working now. So now let's give this a wiggle here. No, not working. Now let's see where it's going. It's not that lead. It's this lead here. Yeah. When I go there, it goes off. There. When I do it to the right there, it goes off. Right, let's look closely. Let's look closely in here. See, when I've got it forced down on the mat, it's probably making the connection. Let's zoom right in. Oh, there we go. Silly me, I was looking here. I was looking here thinking that these were the actual legs. But they're not, they're just a solder. Can you see the legs broken there? Now I know that's not the leg that matters, but look, the leg next to it is probably gone as well. Can you see up here? Here, that's the leg there, there. And these ones look like they're completely hidden. Right, I'm going to unplug that. I think that just needs a reflow. Let's just bend this one back into position even though it's not in use. There we go. I bet, there you go, it's that one there that's loose, isn't it? I reckon it's that one. Right, let's get the soldering iron on and reflow that. Right, it's a small little board, so I'm only going to go to 400 degrees Celsius. And I'm going to use a little bit of flux. Now, I don't think I'm going to bother adding any solder. I might not even need to add solder to it. I might just reflow what's already there. And maybe I might put a bit of hot glue gun or something just to try to give it a bit more strength in the future. But saying that, if it gets dropped, it's just going to go again. Right, let's see if this is hot enough. It's ages since I've had the soldering iron out. Right, okay, that one definitely reflowed. And so did them two. I think I'm going to add a bit of solder to it just because I want to. Oh, they look nice and neat like that though, don't they? Should probably leave it like that. Just do a tiny little bit. I've got a nice bridge there now. I actually don't think it will make a difference, but I'll get rid of it. Because those middle two are not doing anything anyway, are they? Right, I don't think that's going to cause us any problems. So now let's clean that up with some IPA. This is isopropyl alcohol. Right, hopefully that'll be clean enough, and I'm just going to... I wonder now if I was to put glue on it, is it going to get in the way? So as long as that's a bit sticking out, I can put a bit of glue on the back. It might help it a tiny bit. Well, I've got a glue stick here. I'm just going to use some hot air rather than waiting for the glue gun to heat up, because I've only got a cheap one. I'm only just going to put a splat of it down there anyway. You can see it's starting to go see-through. I'll take that off. There we go. Right, so that's that. Let's put it back together and then I'll see if it's working and also show you the headphone thing. Right, so straight away we've got the blue light. Yeah, okay, so let's see if it's going off. No, that looks normal. Now, let me just find a radio station. I'm just going to find one where I might not get a strike against me. Right, here we go. So, coming through the speakers at the moment. When I plug this in, it's still coming through the speakers. And actually, it's not coming through here. I thought it was coming through here earlier. Right, so it stops there. Let me see if it's coming through here now. Yes, it is. Right, so when it's there, it's coming through the speakers, so the headphones. When I put it fully in, it's coming back through the speakers again. So that's not right. Yeah, it's through there now. See. Then put it fully in.
Between Arsenal and Chelsea.
Right, okay, so let's turn it off. That's not right. So let's see what it is with this one here. So whatever it is that makes it cut off is not working properly. Could be just dirty. Right, so I'm just looking here. We've got a contact here, here, down here, and up here as well. Let me take this off here, see what happens there. Right, so that middle resistor, which just looks like a 0 ohm resistor, is going to there. That's nothing to do with it. Oh yeah, that one goes round to there, and that one goes to there. So when you plug something into it, it needs to let the radio know that something is plugged into it. So what could that be? I'm going to get my eye loop and have a look in here. Right, I can't really see much there. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go to continuity and let's see what's happening when it's plugged in and not plugged. Well, let's plug it in and then pull it out a tiny bit because we know it works when it's like that. So let's see what happens now. Just on continuity, let's see if there's any difference between plugging it all the way in and plugging it out. Right, so we've got a short there, short there, short there, and a short there. Right, it just seems to be shorted everywhere. Not there though. Why is it not there, but yet here? And we've got a short there. What's going on there? But it's a 34 ohm short, and that's not a direct short. Is this a direct short? Yeah, well, no, but not far off. And that's high again. Right, let's plug it all the way in. So that's the same. That's going to be the same as that. Right, so it's between these two here. Look, there's nothing there. So now let's unplug it and see if there's anything here. No. So if we plug this in, let's see when it starts to beep. Right, so it's not there, but then as I start to plug it in, it's coming and going, isn't it? There though, it's fully on there. Then all the way it stops. Right, so what is it about? Do you know what it could be? That's a 4-pole jack. So this is off a mobile phone, so it's a 4-pole jack, meaning, for example, left audio, right audio, mic and ground, or ground and mic. Let me get a 3-pole jack and see if that makes any difference. Right, I've got a little iPod Nano here. I think it was called an iPod Nano. Has it got any charge in it? Yes, it has. Right, so this is a 3-pole here. So let's see now if this is behaving the same. No, look, that's fully pushed in. And we've got a short. Right. Nothing. Right, let's try my headphones in this one here, because this would have never been, this wasn't ever voice activated, was it? So this should, this would only be used to a 3-pole jack. There you go. So that's working. Because I know my headphones work because I use them on my PC. Yeah. Oh, these let out a lot more, leak a lot more noise. Right. Okay. So the difference now. Why? What's happening here? So the difference is it can't be the top two because that's just going to be left and right audio. It's to do with this bottom bit here. So on this one, you see, we've got an extra ring for the mic. So I don't know if that's the mic or that's the mic. I can't remember. From memory, I think that's ground and this is the mic. I think Apple might have it the other way round. So now, what it is that I think on this, I wonder, can we prove it? I think what's happening is, when we plug it in partially, it's shorting because it's on this bigger one here. But when we plug it all the way in, I think one contact is on here and one contact is on here. So the contact on the left is probably on here and the contact on the right is on here. So obviously these are not shorting between each other. So if we were to go onto that one and that one, can you see they're not shorting? So when we plug it in partially, they're on the same ring. And then it moves to that one there. Let me get a really bright light and shine it in there and see if we can see that if they're slightly off center or not. Right, actually, before we do that, before we get a light in there, let's just put the tweezers, let's short the 2 pins out and let's see if the sound disappears.
be a big mess. But obviously other players have obviously stepped up at the moment. I mean, for me,
There you go. So now it's going to be through the headphones.
we love an away day. I'm a Sheffield Wednesday fan.
Yeah, that's definitely what cuts
the...
That's definitely the thing that cuts the speaker. Right, let's have a look in here. Right, okay, yeah, definitely. There's this top one here is connected to here, and the prong is just here. I'll zoom in and show you now. And this one here goes inside, and it's a few millimeters back, and that's exactly why it's not working with these headphones. So it's not actually a fault, it's just a really bad design of a headphone jack. I can understand if this was around 20 years ago, but we're talking about a product which is around a few years ago. And if this can manage it between a 3 and a 4 pole, which was around however many years ago now, 15? Maybe longer, not too sure, then this one here should definitely be correct. So whoever designed this, I don't really think they've popped in really the wrong headphone jack, because if they had just done it like this one where the two contacts are in the same place, then all headphones would work, whether it's 3 pole or 4 pole headphones. But in this instance here, this radio is only ever going to work with these. So I'm wondering how many of these were returned to John Lewis for that, when it was just a design problem that could have been easily solved, because the price difference between this one and one that fits 3 pole and 4 pole, I'm sure would have been pennies, or there might not have even been any real price difference. So yeah, that's not really very good, is it? Yeah, let me zoom in. Right, so I might not even need a light. So do you see this one here? This one is the one that's in contact with here. So if I go between here and the prong here, you can hear that it's going off. And then if you look a little bit further in here, can you see a little bit further back we have another prong just here. There. Okay? And that prong there is in contact with this piece of metal here. So if I go between not the piece of metal, sorry, this bottom pad. If I go between the pad there and here, it's going off. So when these two short together, it's basically knocking the signal out for the speakers. So there's actually nothing I can do about, well, is there anything I can do about that? Not easily. I suppose I could possibly bend back that inside one, or try to bend that one up, or you could maybe add a tiny bit of solder. The problem is they're just not going to fit nicely in here, so I'm just going to leave it the way it was designed. Yes, of course you could unsolder this one and solder in a new one, but the radio itself is worthless. It's not worth me spending time changing over the headphone jack. Whoever gets it next will just have to know that it's only going to work with a 3-pole headphones and not 4-pole headphones. Right, let's pop this back. Something like this would never be sold anyway. These would be the sort of things that I would just give away to friends and family if they just wanted something in their shed. Oh, that's annoying. All of those just came off. It's because of all the wiggling I've been doing. Right, I need to unsolder that now, ribbon cable, and put that back on. I'm presuming it goes on that way round. I didn't really make note. It must be that way round. Yeah, I'll have to do that now. I just need to expose a bit more wire. Right, so that's it exposed there. So I need to desolder this here and then put them in. You can see glue gun's been added here for a bit of strength as well. Right, let's use a bit of IPA to get rid of the glue gun. So nice how IPA just removes that straight away. Right, let's get the solder sucker and suck out these little bits of solder. Oh, actually I can tell which way it goes round, because look, that one there is labelled up as ground, so all I need to do is find out which the ground is up here. So that should be easy enough. So I think it's that way round. So the ground is going to be the second one along. Yeah, there we go, it's grounding against these metal the metal on these dials here. Right, so I know that's the correct orientation, so I definitely know it's that way round. Right, they're cleared out. Let's get some solder on it. Yeah, I think they're all on. So now I'm going to put some hot glue and fold it down on top. Just going to melt it here so I don't melt the ribbon cable. That's probably going to be enough. Fold it over. There we go. There we go, hopefully that will hold okay. I'll just do a quick continuity test between here and here just to make sure that it has made the contact. Right, so that's that one. That was the ground, wasn't it? Next one's there. And the last one goes here. Right, let's get this back together. Right, so there we have it. Let's plug it in and make sure it's working even with the wiggle. Plug it in there, turn it on.
July 2018.
Yeah.
The sanction will be
plug in
applied
the
to
proper
next
headphone.
season's champion.
Yeah.
Pipe to weekend. Fans were due to watch the first 2 days of county cricket
fine
championship
now.
matches
And
with
if I
over
plug in this
4,000
one,
expected at glorious
it still
Goodwood
doesn't make a
tomorrow.
difference.
Meanwhile, fans were allowed in at the Crucible.
Turn it off. So yeah, I think quite interesting. So the fault itself was just the fact that I presume this has been dropped, got whacked, and it just fractured the solder there. So that was a nice easy fix. Maybe adding a bit of glue gun to it could possibly help it a little bit in the future. Not too sure. But the other thing is just a bad design. I wonder how many other products have that kind of fault. Maybe quite a few. So if you ever have it where your headphones are not working, don't automatically assume it's a fault with either your headphones or the device itself. Maybe try 3-pole headphones rather than the 4-pole and see if they work, because obviously there's two lots of headphone jacks out there. So yeah, I think quite interesting anyway. So if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe for more Trying to Fix videos. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye now.